Nightfall had become all but a ghost town since the fall of the Nightmare King. The Nightmare Realm had bent and corrupted the city, and the nightmares had terrorized the citizens. Bender didn't mind one bit, though. After the police fled, he was finally able to live on his own terms, and had made himself quite comfortable in the empty city. However, with the old citizens gone, many new entities had taken up residence in Nightfall. Citizens of other realms who sought out dark, desolate places. Monsters, ghosts, demons, and beings who were once human. The Wonder Factory had built many robots to serve them, and Bender was one of them. Bender found that he enjoyed helping those in need. He had a great imagination, so he was able to create fantastic things for his new owners. He took it upon himself to help those who were in trouble. Though he wasn't a superhero, his imagination had its uses. When Jack, the Pumpkin King, became too much, Bender had created a magical suit of armor to contain him, and had then transformed into the Great Lich Lord, and imprisoned him within it. Now, however, Jack had escaped, and though Bender was confident he could defeat him, he had no idea how. Jack had a strange relationship with the Nightmare Realm. Sometimes he would use its power to enhance his own. Other times, he would let the Nightmare Realm into the world of Halloween Town to do its bidding. Jack was also somewhat of a mystery to Bender. He decided he would need to consult the one person he trusted still in Nightfall, the witch who'd taken up residence in the old hotel. So, he walked up to the hotel, and the witch was in the lobby, sitting behind a desk.
"Hello, my dear,"
the witch said. She was dressed in a long black dress with purple and green stockings. A pointy hat sat on her head with stripes on it.
"What can I do for you?"
"I'm Bender, a robot who has been ordered to protect you. I came to ask if you could help me with Jack."
The witch replied.
"Well, Bender, seems that Jack has escaped from his prison. I don't know how he managed to do it, since I put him in there myself. So, I will need to find out if you with me. I will need you to take me to the Nightfall Realm."
"I understand,"
Bender said.
"How do I get there? I don't know how I use the Nightmare Realm's magic."
"The Nightfall Realm is a doorway to another dimension, my dear robot. What? Oh, there is a gateway here in Nightfall. The only difference is this gateway is not only a door, the Nightfall Realm is it is also a portal to other worlds. By entering this gateway, you could do the Nightfall Realm, or to meet other places including your world. Where do you want to go?"
"I want to go home.
Bender said.
I want to go back to the planet of 2012, to my universe."
"I think that I shall take you home." "Home? No. How can you
What do I have to do?"
You don't do anything, Terry. You don't even have to come with me. Simply stand by the gateway as I... It was through. All you have to do is find the gateway. Do you?
"I understand."
Bender said.
Very well. So you will take home. I will send you back to your own timeline and you. I will send you back to home. You will back to your timeline. Do you?
Yes.
You two see that. We have much work to do. And for your final test tonight, I've got something special for you. Something you've been asking for. Something very special."
The witch led Bender through the hotel and out into the streets. Night had fallen in Nightfall, and the city was in darkness. They walked through the streets until they reached a house in a very poor part of town. The witch stopped in front of the house and turned to Bender.
"This is your home, my dear robot. I hope you find it cozy and comfortable. And look, though it is in bad need of some repair, the Nightmare Realm has many dangers. You don't find yourself in dire need of this house. This is a safe place for you to rest, and a place to prepare for your final mission."
"I thought you said I wouldn't have to do anything."
Bender said.
"When can I go home?"
"I can prepare the spell." "Jerry,
The witch said.
must rest. We're ready to go."
The witch went into the house, and Bender stood there alone, staring at his new home. He sighed deeply and then walked inside. Bender sat down in the living room of the house and looked at his old, beat-up television. On it, he saw a game show. Bender smiled. He went into the kitchen and made himself a sandwich. He opened a can of soup and heated it up on the stove. He poured himself some milk and sat down at the table. Bender stared at his home for a long time. It was a miserable place, he concluded. But he was still stuck in the Nightmare Realm, and he had no idea how to get out.
"I wish I had a nice, comfy place like this,"
he said. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. Bender got up and walked to the door. He looked through the peephole, and he saw a woman dressed in a long black dress with purple and green stripes.
Who is it?
Bender asked.
A friend.
She replied. Bender opened the door and welcomed his new friend, the witch, into his home.
Well.
The witch said, smiling.
Sorry to bargain like this. I have a matter of grave importance to discuss with you. We must talk.
Is everything okay?
Bender asked.
You don't seem yourself.
Yes, everything is fine. Very.
The witch replied.
It's much too cold out here for my delicate constitution.
Bender led the witch into the house, and the two of them sat down at the table.
Yeah, very.
The witch said.
I've attacked you can every time.
Is it dangerous?
Bender asked.
Oh no, it's a simple task. All if you lose your spare time, that's all. It won't take any of your time at all.
What is the task?
I want you to kill Jack Skellington.
Bender's eyes widened. He turned pale. He looked at the witch in shock, and then he burst out laughing.
Kill Jack? Hey, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm not going to kill Jack. He's the only thing keeping me alive in this place.
Siri? Needs to be done. I have no choice. Will you? Will you?
There's no way I could kill Jack Skellington even if I wanted to.
Bender said.
He's a powerful pumpkin king, and some bum.
I understand.
The witch said.
You may not kill him. I'm simply asking you to prevent him from entering the Nightfall realm. Will you do this for me, Tyrant?
Surely I will.
Bender said, and he threw his sandwich at the witch.
Dear.
The witch said, and she snatched the sandwich out of the air and ate it.
We must get down to business.
What do you need me to do?
Bender asked.
I've secured a special key for you to take to Jack's place.
She said, finishing her sandwich.
Followed by an old friend of mine, the Flying Dutchman.
The what?
Bender asked.
The Flying Dutchman.
The witch said.
You will help you get to Jack's place.
I'm not going anywhere near that place.
Bender said.
I'm not going to risk it by stepping through that doorway. I've got a bad feeling about it.
You need not fear.
The witch said, and she stood up.
The Flying Dutchman will help you get its life at least. And he will return you safely to my home.
How about you know I can't trust him?
Bender asked.
You can trust anyone.
The witch said.
That's the beauty of it.
Wait,
Bender shouted.
how do I get in touch with the Flying Dutchman?
I will contact you once we are in the Nightfall realm.
The witch said.
Stay away from Jack. Stay away from the Nightfall realm.
And with that, the witch was gone. Bender was left alone in his house. He paced around the room in a daze, and he got into a bad mood. He cursed the witch, and he cursed Jack Skellington, and he cursed his whole miserable life. Finally, Bender sat down at the table and wrote in his journal.
I hate bitches.
He wrote.
I hate Halloween. And I hate life in general.
The next day, Bender went to the local supermarket to do some shopping.
I'm in a bad mood, and I want to kill something.
Well, you're on the right track, Robot Boy.
Said a voice. Bender looked behind him, and he saw a gray-skinned woman dressed in all black and purple. Her skin had a dead, lifeless look to it, and her purple hair hung flatly around her face.
You know, people always say that.
Bender said.
It doesn't mean a thing. You were just jealous because you were fake the two dresses in black.
I'm not a fake anything.
The woman said.
I'm a real witch, and I'm here to help you get to the Nightmare Realm.
Ah, really?
Bender said.
And just how are you going to help me get there?
By giving you a magic item that will protect you from all the dangers you'll find there.
You were full of crap, Lady. How about you help me out? And I'll help you cross the street.
I don't need your help.
The witch said.
Now, I have a riddle for you.
A riddle?
Bender asked, raising an eyebrow.
What's the deal with riddle?
Just answer the riddle correctly, and I'll help you cross the street.
Well, that's pretty damn unfair.
Bender shouted.
Nobody can answer a riddle.
I can.
The witch said.
Yeah, what kind of riddle is it? A funny riddle, a tricky riddle, a hard riddle?
It's an easy one.
The witch said.
Well, I don't like easy things.
Bender said.
Just answer it, and I'll help you.
The witch said.
What is black and smells like blood, yet can cut through arm like a knife?
A bat.
What?
A bat.
Oh, right.
The witch said.
Good job.
And with that, The bat flew out the window.
Why was there a bat in the supermarket?
Bender asked, when he realized his mistake.
We are no longer in a supermarket.
The witch said.
We are in the nightmare realm.
Ow!
Bender said, and he shivered.
I don't like this place, and I want to go home.
You will,
The witch said.
when you've done what I ask.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Bender asked.
Just wait here.
The witch said, and she went into a room marked Boss's office. And so Bender waited, and he shivered, and he got into a bad mood. And he cursed the witch, and cursed Halloween, and cursed the whole damn thing. After a few minutes, the door of the office opened, and a tall, gaunt man with black, slick-back hair and sharp features came out.
Ah, good.
He said.
You're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Bender said.
I just want to go home.
Yes, yes.
The man said.
I know the feeling. But first, I need you to do something.
What?
Bender asked.
Cut open your chest and remove your organs.
What?
Bender said.
Why, so I can lose my nuts? That's sick.
No, it's not.
The man said.
It's a nightmare real magic trick.
I don't care.
Bender said.
I don't want to do it.
I'm afraid you don't have a choice.
The man said. Shadows grabbed Bender and pulled him to the ground. Van opened up the front compartment of Bender's torso and pulled out what he found there. Bender struggled, but couldn't move as the man placed a glowing jewel inside of his body.
What's that?
Bender asked.
A wish stone.
The man said.
What does that do?
Bender asked.
If you wish hard enough, it can grant you every wish.
Well, why the hell would I want to do that?
Bender asked.
What kind of price is that? What are you going to do to me?
I'm going to rip your heart out.
Hey, that's pretty morbid.
Bender said.
I think you better make that a bad wish.
I'm not doing that to you.
The man said.
It's your lucky day, Bender.
The witch said.
Because I'm going to cut out your heart. Now, wish.
Bender closed his eyes and wished for his heart to stop beating. The witch's hands came into view, with a heart sitting in them.
What did you wish?
The witch asked.
That my heart stop beating.
Bender said.
And it has.
The witch said.
Well, that was unexpected.
Bender said.
You know,
The witch said.
most people think this is a silly holiday.
Ahoo!
It's a day for kids to dress up in ridiculous costumes and run around scaring people.
The witch said.
Yee.
I think it's a lot more than that. It's a holiday about the loss of childhood innocence and the beginning of adulthood.
I like being an adult.
I know, but it's a sad day for that.
Well, I'm an adult.
Bender said.
No, you're not.
The witch said.
You're just a gun robot with an attitude.
I'm the biggest soul robot. What do you want me to say?
Well, I'm Raven.
The witch said.
Your friend the scary godmother sent me to help you in your mission.
The what?
The mission, to go to Earth and bring you home.
A key mission.
Bender said. Above them, a large ghostly pirate ship appeared.
Looks like you have to help me.
Bender said.
Because I'm not going anywhere with you.
Why not?
I don't trust you.
Bender said.
Why?
You and your friend ripped out my organs and replaced them with the silly wishing stone.
Bender said.
You're a witch and I'm a robot.
Well, you know, there are lots of robots who have become friends with witches and trusted them.
Raven said.
Not me.
Okay.
Raven said.
Well, how about this? I'm not very nice to you, and then you decide not to go with me. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Bender said. Raven smirked and grabbed Bender by his antenna. Ignoring his protests, she flew up into the air with him and dropped him on the deck of the ghostly ship.
Welcome to the Flying Dutchman.
A voice boomed.
I've been the Flying Dutchman.
Egypt is haunted.
Another voice said.
Find out where you move doesn't live.
Are you afraid of no ghosts?
Bender said. That's when the captain, a ghostly pirate with a long beard, stepped forward. He was flanked by two children, dressed as a pumpkin and a skeleton, respectively.
I'm Sid.
Said the skeleton. Said the pumpkin. Skid said.
I know. Kid.
The pirate captain said. The ghostly pirate waved his hand, and the deck of the ship shimmered, creating an odd effect where things in the distance appeared to be floating.
Well, let's get to it.
The pirate captain said, clapping his hands.
The witches have sent their newest acquisition to find the key of dreams. They sent him to this ship so that we could get him home, so that he could go back to the land from which he came. But the Nightmare Real is a dangerous place, and it's trying to drag him into stars. We need to get his consciousness unmoored, so that he can't be possessed by the Nightmare Real. We need to send him to dreams so that he can escape its clutches. And we need to do it quick, before the Nightmare Real can get a good hold on him.
A dream of thinking of next week's mission.
Raven said.
This one is supposed to kill the Pumpkin King.
Nice! I just kill him and get his consciousness out of him.
the ghostly pirate captain said.
Once that's done, we can send him home.
Whatever.
Raven said, rolling her eyes. Bender looked at the ghostly pirate captain.
So that's the plan.
Bender asked.
Well, you're going to poop in that brig.
The pirate captain said.
And then we're going to set sail through the nightmare realm.
Wait, what?
Bender asked.
You want to send me to sleep to get trapped in another dimension?
Well, not exactly.
The captain said.
More like we're going to tell you a dream so that you can't be dragged into nightmare realm. You'll be trapped in a world where you can do whatever you want, and your consciousness will remain unmoored. When the nightmare realm has bored of you, you can wake up.
Bad. I can't just go to sleep.
Bender said.
I'm a robot. I have responsibility.
Yeah, and I'm a witch.
Raven said.
So,
Fine.
Bender said.
What's the dream?
Well, that's the problem.
The ghostly pirate captain said.
The witches don't know what the dream is. Now, if you follow me, I'll take you to the brig.
The ghostly pirate captain led Bender and Raven to the deck of the ship. The deck was littered with corpses, mostly skeletons and pumpkins.
I've never seen the nightmare realm so empty before.
The captain said.
It's almost as if something terrible happened.
Well, what do you think it could be?
Bender asked.
I don't know.
The captain said.
I've heard stories about a great evil, nightmare tyrant who enslaves the children of the dreamers and steals their dreams. He's supposed to be really scary.
why do you think it's so empty?
Raven asked.
Well, that's just it.
The captain said.
The nightmare realm is a place of chaos, but it's also a place of order. The nightmare tyrant has probably ordered his minions to destroy all the dreamers.
Wait, so what? The dreamer?
Bender asked.
The dreamers are the people who create the dreams the nightmare realm exists within.
Raven said.
If they are dying off, that could cause the nightmare realm to spill into the waking world.
You ever heard of them?
Bender said with a shrug.
Well, I guess that doesn't matter since I'm going to die soon.
Hey, kid, the dead don't care.
The captain said, grinning.
Come on, follow me.
The ghostly pirate captain led them to the brig, a room with iron bars on the windows.
This is where you'll be staying.
The captain said.
It's a little tight,
Bender said.
but I suppose it's better than the alternative.
Oh, I know.
The ghostly pirate captain said.
I was saving that for later.
The ghostly pirate captain pointed his ghostly arm at a wooden table on the left side of the room.
There's food and drink on that table.
He said.
Feel free to help yourselves. I'll be back in about an hour.
Wait,
Bender said.
how do I get out of here?
We're in a prison cell.
Raven said.
Well, you.
Bender said.
But how do I get out again?
Why don't you look at the bars?
Raven suggested.
Maybe there's a key or something.
Bender looked at the iron bars. There were no keys, locks, combination locks, or anything else that might open the cell.
I suppose there's nothing to do but wait.
Bender said.
But please don't be all the fool. I'm on a strict diet.
We want.
Raven said.
Good.
Bender said.
Because I hate eating.
Bender and Raven sat down at the table and waited for the ghostly pirate captain. The pirate captain returned about half an hour later.
Oh, uptight, Captain.
He said.
Good. Now, follow me.
The ghostly pirate captain led them to a large hatch in the deck.
This is the way to the nightmare realm.
He said.
But how do I get there?
Bender asked.
I thought I was already in the nightmare realm.
Well, we are. You're.
The captain said.
You'll have to sleep. When you fall asleep, you'll enter the nightmare realm. I don't know what will happen. I've never been there myself. I was always just a sailor. But I know that when you fall asleep, you'll to a place where the nightmare tyrant will get the first good look at you. That's when he'll get the bright idea to make you his slave.
That's terrible.
Bender said.
Being a slave to a nightmare tyrant sounds terrible. I think I'll stay away.
Oh, you stay awake. All right.
The ghostly pirate captain said.
You stay awake, and you'll stay scared.
So how do I get to the nightmare realm?
Bender asked.
Oh, you'll find out when you get there.
The captain said.
Well, that's a real shitty answer.
Bender said. That's when he woke up. The ghostly pirate captain wasn't there anymore. Bender was lying on the ground with a bag on his chest and a bandage wrapped around his head.
Good morning, Bender.
Raven said.
I trust you had a restful night's sleep.
I don't feel well.
Bender said.
You don't feel well. Well, that to be expected when you're dead.
When did I die?
Bender asked, picking himself up off the ground.
Last night at sunset.
Raven said.
That's not what I mean. When did I die? I mean, When did I die last night?
About an hour ago.
Raven said.
I died,
Bender asked, looking confused.
but I haven't even eaten yet.
Well, it was either last night or the night before last.
Bender shook his head and looked around. The landscape was a confusing mess that barely resembled an actual landscape.
I died.
Bender asked again.
Well, if you look at it that way, yes, you did.
Where are we?
The Nightmare Realm.
Great.
Bender said, rolling his eyes.
I'm dead. This is the Nightmare Realm.
You're not dead.
Raven said.
You're asleep.
Right. Because dead means alive and dead means sleepy.
Not necessarily.
Raven said.
Really? I thought that's what dead meant.
Well, there's a difference between being dead and being dead.
Raven said.
But there's no time for that. Jack already knows we're here. The Nightmare Tyrant has sent him after us.
So how do we get out of this Nightmare Realm?
Bender asked.
We don't.
Raven said.
We just wait for him to find us.
And find you I did.
Came a voice from above.
I agree.
Bender said, rolling his eyes.
It's starting again.
I've been dead once already.
Jack said, landing in front of the duo.
I don't feel like doing it again.
Where's the princess?
The Nightmare Tyrant asked.
The princess.
Bender asked.
Yes, a sleeping princess. The first dreamer. The princess is what you're looking for. Yes.
Her.
Yes, her. The princess. Where is she? Tell me and I'll let you go.
Well, I don't know where she's,
Bender said.
but I know where she's not.
Where is that?
She's not in your clutches.
Well, that's good to know, Jack. Feel free to kill them.
And with that, the Nightmare Tyrant faded into the landscape.
So how do we get out of this Nightmare Realm?
Bender asked.
We need to go back to the Fright side.
Raven said.
You're not going anywhere.
Jack interjected.
We know the scary godmother sent you here. This is where your Halloween adventure ends.
Wait a second.
Bender said.
We had an adventure. I had an adventure.
Well, if you think about it,
Raven said.
yes, you did.
Of all the stupid things.
Bender muttered.
That's right.
Raven said.
You didn't have an adventure. You just had a really weird dream. But you're not dead. You're alive, and you're free, and you can go back to your boring, normal life.
But how?
Bender asked.
And how do I get back to my normal life?
There's a portal in my apartment.
Raven said.
I can teleport back there.
Jack said.
You're not going anywhere.
Raven said, putting up her hand.
You're going to stay right here, and we're going to wait for the Nightmare Tyrant to get bored and go away, and then we'll figure out our next move. And then we'll go back to the Fright side, and then we'll get a real adventure.
But I don't want to stay here. Trapped in the Nightmare Realm for about...
Jack whined.
I want to go home.
I want my life back.
Bender said.
I want to go back to my apartment,
Raven said.
but we can't always get what we want.
Then I have to kill you both
Jack said, frowning.
for the Nightmare Tyrant.
Oh, that's just great.
Raven said.
You killed us and now you are going to have to kill us all over again.
I don't know about this.
Bender said.
You might have a point.
I knew I shouldn't have opened my big mouth.
Jack said, lamenting.
You
You can still save yourself.
Raven said.
You can tell us where the Nightmare Tyrant is.
Oh, amongst us.
Jack said.
Let me at least get one good, old-fashioned bad dream.
Fine,
Raven said.
but he'll cost you your sanity.
Not to mention your life.
Jack said.
But I'll take the trade.
Really?
Raven asked.
I guess we're all out of tricks. Huh.
Just remember this.
Jack said, pulling a metal ring from his pocket.
When you wake up, you will still be in the Nightmare Realm.
And you will still be dead.
Bender said.
And you will still be a skeleton.
Raven said.
What else is new?
Jack said with a wry smile.
I'll say this one last time.
Raven said.
Where's the Nightmare Tyrant?
I'll tell you when you stop pestering me.
Jack said, holding the ring out to her.
No, really.
She said.
I want to know now.
Jack sighed.
Fine. I'll tell you.
Good.
Raven said, taking the ring and putting it on.
Ah, man.
Bender moaned.
I really hate this part.
You can still get out of it, right?
Jack asked Raven.
We'll see.
She said, stepping through the portal. Jack turned to face Bender.
So this is it. Honey, I hope you're wonderful.
I wish I was dead.
Bender said.
Buddy, friend.
Bender followed Raven through the portal. What he saw on the other side took him completely by surprise.
Oh, no.
Jack moaned.
This isn't working.
The portal led to the Nightmare Tyrant's lair. It was a giant tower, lit entirely by an eerie orange light. The walls were covered in blood-red scales, and the floor was made of sharp, jagged bones.
You shouldn't be here.
A woman said.
He could return at any moment.
The voice was low and raspy. It had an air of sadness about it, like she'd been crying for a very, very long time.
Who are you?
Jack asked.
I used to be called the Dreaming Mother. Now I'm simply the Nightmare Tyrant's mother.
You helped raise him.
Jack said.
Not exactly, but he took me from my children.
She replied.
I don't know what happened to them, but he keeps me and my husband trapped here.
Your husband.
Jack asked.
Was he a dream being too?
He was called the Dreaming Feather.
I need to rescue you.
Jack said.
We can't. Not yet.
Raven said.
He's the Nightmare Tyrant. He keeps people like us locked up in his tower.
I can get us out of here.
Jack said.
We'll see.
She said. Her eyes scanned the room until she saw a small black stone on an altar.
Is that?
She said, squinting.
It's a wish stone.
Jack said.
I found it when I was exploring the Nightmare Realm. I can wish you out of here if you want.
I'm afraid not.
The group turned to find the Nightmare Tyrant who returned to Castle Oblivion. He stood, arms crossed, as he glared at the intruders.
So, you've decided to come back to your pen and cages, have you?
The Nightmare Tyrant asked.
I can't say I'm surprised.
What do you want?
Jack asked.
I want what I've always wanted.
The Nightmare Tyrant said, floating towards them.
To feed.
Run.
Jack shouted, and Raven and Bender ran towards the Wish Stone. It glowed as they approached, as did the stone in Bender's heart.
Come with us!
Bender shouted to Jack, but he was already battling the Nightmare Tyrant. Bender looked over to the mother, who was watching them, and he held out his hand to her.
Come on!
He said.
No,
She said.
I can't leave him. I'll stay here.
She said, turning away.
No!
Bender shouted as Jack fought off the Nightmare Tyrant.
You have to come with us!
I'm sorry, son.
She said, turning away from them.
Wait,
Raven grabbed the stone, and she and Bender vanished from Castle Oblivion. The next thing Bender knew, they were on top of a tall tower in the middle of nowhere. The outside temperature was freezing, and a light snow was falling. Bender looked down and saw that he was encased in ice. He tried to break free, but he was completely frozen.
what a terrible way to die!
He muttered. He knew this wasn't the afterlife. He also knew he needed to find a way out of this icy prison. The wishing stone inside him glowed again, emitting a warmth that began to melt the ice.
That was a close one.
Raven said, shaking her head.
If it wasn't for that wishing stone in your heart, we'd have been trapped here too.
We'll have to come here more often!
Bender said.
I think not.
Raven replied, looking at the stone in her hand.
No. All we need to do is wish ourselves back home.
You sure about that?
Bender asked.
Of course not.
Raven replied.
I'm not that stupid.
So stupid!
Bender muttered. With that, the two friends wished themselves home.
Whoa! This place is creepy!
Bender said.
Hey, my stone is gone.
Raven said, puzzled.
Yes, your stone is probably back at the tower!
Probably.
Okay, definitely.
Well, I guess we have to go back.
I don't even know where that tower was now.
Bender replied.
Don't matter. Let's just go home.
You're right.
Bender said.
You know where to find me, Dream Matter. I'll be waiting for you.
Do you think she'll ever escape?
Raven asked.
If she wants to.
Bender said.
I hope so.
So do I, dear.
This was by far the strangest Halloween Bender could remember. He'd have to write a letter to his mom about it.
Now, I have to go back in there and fight that Nightmare Tyrant again.
Raven said.
I'll go to the Grand Alliance. Eventually, we'll find a way to stop him.
I can't.
Bender said.
I'll go check on the rest of the gang.
Great.
Raven said, clapping her hands together.
I'll see you after the festivities. Jer.
See you, Raven.
With those words, Raven walked out of the hotel and the doors shut. Bender looked around the lobby, which was empty.
Jesus landed late.
Came the voice of the scary godmother.
If you ever want to come back, all you have to do is wish it.
Really?
Bender asked, his voice echoing in the empty lobby.
Really?
Whoa.
Bender said, shaking his head. Bender took a few steps towards the elevator before remembering that he was trapped in a bloody castle in the middle of hell.
Ah,